Hey guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be doing another reading vlog slash reading challenge, and today we're going to be doing the swapping my phone screen time for reading challenge. So I recently have been so addicted to my phone. It's actually a problem. My screen time has been like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours sometimes in a day, and that's just like way too much. One of my goals for the new year was for it to be under 3 hours a day, and we're nowhere near that. The main issue for me is TikTok. I feel like of an evening I'm just like always on TikTok, and I'll be like, okay, I want to go to bed at like 12, and it'll get to 12 and I'll be like, cool, I'm really tired, I want to go to bed. And like I'll be scrolling through TikTok, and like as I'm scrolling I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, like I want to go to bed, and then it will be like 2 and I'll still be scrolling, and every time I scroll I think I want to go to bed and then I just don't. So I really want to use this challenge to, one, just get some more reading time in, and two, hopefully kind of get to grips with like the amount of time I'm on my phone, because obviously I feel like reading feels longer than when you're on your phone, and three, hopefully lower my screen time throughout the week. We'll see. So what we are working with at the moment, screen time wise, my phone keeps glitching when I do it, I don't know why, but I will put in a screenshot here. So I'm going with the week starting the 20th of February. So on the Monday we have 5 hours 42 minutes. On the Tuesday we have 3 hours 49, which is more than I want it to be, but one of the lowest. Wednesday we have 7 hours 51 minutes. That's horrendous. Thursday we have 3 hours 18 minutes, and then Friday we have 4 hours 16 minutes. That is all we're going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing the weekend. They were both around 4 hours, just because I'm going to do like 5 days of this challenge. The Wednesday is going to be tricky. That's going to be so hard. But I do have like a train, because I'm doing this basically Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rather than Monday to Friday. And on Monday I do have a train because I'm going back to uni, so fingers crossed I can get some good reading done then. But yeah, it is a lot. I will be excluding just a couple of things. Some of these days have like Google Maps and YouTube in them. I don't watch YouTube on my phone, I just use it for like podcasts to listen to, so I'm not going to be counting that as screen time. And then Google Maps, obviously I'm not going to be included. That's only like, I think, a total of like an hour and a half for the whole week, so not a lot, but I just will be excluding that, just so you know. And then the books that I want to get through, so obviously I'll be going back to uni, so I'll be reading different books when I'm back at uni, but whilst I'm home I have 3 books that I want to get to if I can. So the first one is Restore Me, which I've been partway through forever. I really want to get down my currently reading, so hopefully we'll be finishing off Restore Me, which is the 4th book in the Shatter Me series, I believe, and I'm just not like feeling the vibe so much, but I do want to get through that one. And then 2 books from my TBR kind of wheel spin game this month. Firstly were Pizza Girl by Jean Kyung Fraser. This is a short one, so I think I might start with this. Hopefully I can get to it. I got it for Christmas and I'm very excited for it. And then we have The House in the Cerulean Sea, also in my TBR wheel game thing. I want to read this before I go back to uni, so I don't have to bring any of these back to uni. That's the goal. I don't want to bring books back to uni, because then I obviously just have to take them home at the end of term anyway. But fingers crossed I can finish this one. I'm not too sure, because I think we have about 7 hours, and I don't know whether I'll get 3 books in 7 hours, but those are my first few goals. So yeah, I'm super excited, and yeah, I'll basically just catch up with you when we are starting the challenge. Okay, so the time for Monday last week was 5 hours 42, but as I mentioned we have half an hour of YouTube on, which I'm not including, so that will bring us to 5 hours and 12 minutes, which is a lot of time. I mean, I'm starting this at like 2 in the afternoon, so I probably should have done that a little bit earlier, started a little bit earlier. But 5 hours and 12 minutes, I'm going to put on my little timer, as you can see here. And I think what we're going to start with is Pizza Girl. This is only 192 pages, so I do think hopefully I should be able to finish it. I don't know whether I'll finish it in one sitting, depends how gripping it is, but I'm going to give it a go. If I'm starting to get a bit bored, I'll probably do some like reading sprints with some breaks and stuff. Obviously I will pause the timer when I need to, but yeah, I'm going to give this a go now. I'm very excited about it, and this was also one on my TBR for this month, so fingers crossed. I mean, I know I can get through it because I've got so much time, but like that's kind of why I'm reading now, and fingers crossed I do enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to get my timer up and start it. 5 hours 12 minutes. So anyway, let's go. I'll finish at 7:09 if I read for the read straight for 5 hours. That is a lot of time. Anyway, okay, so I am bang on halfway through Pizza Girl, and I am enjoying it so far. I'm probably saying it's sitting around like a high 3 or a 4-star. We're basically following this 18-year-old pregnant girl who's working at a pizza restaurant. She lives with her mum and her boyfriend, and basically it's following her as she starts delivering pizza to this kind of like, I think she's like 50-year-old woman who's I believe a single mom, I'm not sure, and basically she just becomes a bit obsessed with her, really. So I really don't know where the story's going to go. I feel like, I mean, it could take a really weird twist and go really rogue, and then I think I would enjoy it, like potentially rate it really highly, or it could be like really heartwarming. But you know, I'm like bang on pretty much exactly halfway through. I'm on page 105, and timer wise I am on 3 hours 35 minutes left. So if we started on 5:12, that means we've done like, it's like 1 hour 45. I don't know, please don't let that be wrong because that's really embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna pause it for a bit now. I haven't been reading non-stop. I've kind of done like 2 main spurts of reading, done about like 50 pages of each. I think I'm gonna chill for a bit now, have some dinner. I think we're getting Wagamamas, and then I'll probably read a bit more this evening. I don't know what I'm gonna read after I finish this, but yeah, we will see. Okay, so I just finished Pizza Girl, and I did really enjoy it. I ended up giving it a 4 stars. I thought it was really cool. I like reading books like this. It did remind me a little bit of Convenience Store Woman, not quite as much. I didn't enjoy it quite the same level I did that one, but I still thought it was good. Obviously gave it a 4 stars, and my timer is on 2 hours 31 minutes, just about to tick over to 2 hours 30. So we're just over halfway through, which is ridiculous because I feel like I've been reading for ages, but that's fine, even though it's not even been that long. And I feel like my issue today is that I did start a bit late, and I was still on my phone earlier today because I did want to obviously do this to lower my screen time, but my screen time today, because last night, like in the early hours of the morning, I was on my phone. I've still been on my phone for like 6 hours today, which is horrendous. It's been tapering off as I've been reading more, but like it's just so bad. So tomorrow I'm going to really try to not be on my phone too much and just read instead. I think that will do me better timing wise. But now I need to pick a next book to go on to. I probably won't start one right now, maybe in like half an hour. And I'm picking between kind of the 2 books that I wanted to get done before I go back to uni. So the first one is Restore Me, which I am already a little bit of the way through. I am on page 123. And it's okay, I really preferred the others in the series, but I do want to finish up the series. I do have a lot of the books, and this is one that's on my currently reading shelf and has been for a while. I don't want to bring it back to uni, so I definitely want to finish it before I go back. And then we've got The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I randomly generated for myself in my TBR game this month, so obviously I do want to get around to it this month. And I think I'm more likely to go for this because this one I know I'm not enjoying too much, but I will like get through it. But this one, like, I mean, I don't know anything about it. I haven't even read a chapter. Like, there's potential for this to be a 5-star. I mean, there's potential for it to be a 1-star, but I feel like I prefer my chances with like this potential. Like, there's potential for me to absolutely adore this, and then it sets me up really well for kind of the 2.5 hours this evening. I won't finish the book in that, but then also starting off reading tomorrow, if I'm really enjoying the book, I feel like I'm going to be better off. So I do want to give it that chance. So I think I'm going to give this a go next. Maybe in like 20 minutes or so I'll start reading, and yeah, hopefully get to Restore Me tomorrow though, because I do want to finish it. So I'm just about to start The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I'm going to restart my 2.5 hour timer now. If I continue reading, I should finish at like 1 AM. So not awful, but definitely should start this early, and that's something I'll definitely do tomorrow. So it is the next day. We had a little bit of a failure. Ignore the massive colour clothes. They're clean, I promise. We had a little bit of a failure. I still had 1 hour 46 left on my timer, and it is the next day. To be honest, last night I just didn't feel like reading. I just didn't want to. I just didn't feel like it. And I thought, you know what, instead of burning myself out the first day of the challenge, I'd rather just add the 1 hour 46 onto another day. I don't think that day will be today, as it is already 12:30, like lunchtime-ish. So I won't add it onto today, but I think another one of the days where I have less reading, I'll just add it on. And then I'm still swapping my overall weekly screen time for reading, but just maybe not that specific day. So sorry, but you know what, we'll just move on. Everyone has days where things don't go to plan, you know what I mean? So checking what I have to read for today. I didn't actually check in advance. Today I think it's not too high. So, oh, this isn't loading properly. Today is 3 hours 49. So I don't think there's anything on here that I can take off, but yeah, everything seems to be Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, etc. So 3 hours 49. This is, I believe, the second lowest day. Hopefully not too bad, but yeah, I'm going to start reading. I'm going to carry on with The House in the Cerulean Sea because I did enjoy that yesterday. And yeah, get some reading done. So I'll set up my timer now. I've got an hour 45 obviously, but I'm not adding that on today. So there we have 3 hours and 49 minutes. Let's start reading. Okay, so I'm now 100 pages into The House in the Cerulean Sea. I mean, to be specific, I'm on 113, and timer wise we still have 2 hours and 23 minutes remaining. So it's not focusing. There we go. Oh wait, there we go. 2 hours 23 minutes remaining. So I don't think I'll be able to finish this book in this time. I'll probably get like 250 pages done maybe. I'm reading it right now on reading sprints. I don't know if you can see, just because I find that a bit more entertaining. But yeah, I am enjoying it so far. We're basically following Linus Baker, and it's kind of like a magical world. He works at the department in charge of magical youth, and he's basically been sent to this orphanage to kind of assess whether these magical children are being looked after enough. And there's like a load of different types of creatures there. I've heard that it's just very cozy, very cute. I'm definitely starting to get more into it now than I was before. I feel like at the very start I was into it, and then I got to a bit of a middle part where I wasn't super into it. I mean, this is all in 100 pages, and now I'm into it. I'm finding the children super cute, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. So loving the cozy vibes, and I think I will just continue reading this on. Hopefully I'll get all the time done tonight without losing motivation. I've got a big reading day tomorrow. It's like the 7-hour one tomorrow, but you know what, fingers crossed, we'll see. But 2 hours 21 remaining. If I just read straight through, I'd finish at 11:10, so we will see. Wish me luck. That noise is a little bit traumatic to me. I did not realise that was my alarm noise. That is not the vibe. That is not what I want. I did not want to hear that right now. Anyway, I finished. I did it. I'm so pleased with myself. Did the full, what was it, 3 hours? How long was it? It should say, surely shouldn't it? 3 hours and 49 minutes, which wasn't a lot, but it's literally 5 minutes to 12. So I really cut that a bit tight. I'm worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow's the one that's like a lot of hours. I spent 3 hours 49 minutes on TikTok last Wednesday. That is horrendous. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, I think I'm going to start off with an audiobook. I'm going to have to allow audiobooks. Start off with an audiobook tomorrow whilst I get ready, and then I'll continue on with this one on the train. I won't go around to Restore Me, annoyingly. I probably won't bring it up to uni with me either. I am on page 252 of The House in the Cerulean Sea. This took me a little bit longer because I basically, between reading this earlier in the day, I kind of read through this like the Lonely Planet book for Bali, because I'm going to Bali, and was like marking down things that I wanted to do, and that was obviously like reading. I was reading it. Like, I mean, I know it doesn't really count 100%, it's not going on my Goodreads and stuff, but like, I was reading it. I count it, so like we'll just leave that alone. But yeah, that's why I had a little bit less time in this book. I probably would have got a bit close to the end if I was just reading this, but overall I'm adoring this now. I'm absolutely loving it, like potential 5-star. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, probably after I've listened to a bit of an audiobook. Hey guys, I am back at uni, as you guys can obviously see, and it is the next morning. Obviously I'm looking a little bit rough around the edges, but I didn't vlog until yesterday. I don't know why, but yeah, we had the big 7-hour reading day yesterday. I was traveling for a lot of it, so I did a lot of audiobook listening, and then I was doing some uni work, so I was still listening to an audiobook. I didn't actually end up reading any of House in the Cerulean Sea. I was planning to when I got back to my room in the evening after being at the library, but I was just so like drained. I really didn't fancy it, to be honest. I will, I think, pick up more of that book today, as well as more of an audiobook, and probably I want to read Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. But I read the entirety of Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I read a couple chapters on my Kindle, and then most of it was just via audiobook. So obviously that took a longer amount of time than if I'd read it physically. It probably would take about 4 hours, whereas I think it took probably about 6 on the audiobook. And then I also got about 10% into Disfigured, which is a non-fiction book about disabilities in fairy tales, and I am enjoying that so far as well. And that was all my reading from yesterday. I did end up with a bit of time left over, I can't lie. I mean, we started off with nearly 8 hours. I had just under 2 hours left, so I think 6 hours is pretty good for like a busy day. But obviously I will add that time on in lieu, so I will do 3 hours 45 another day. I might have to add another day to this challenge just because of that. But today I'm opening now because I know I want to listen to an audiobook whilst I get ready. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but my screen time thing is so glitchy. Like, look at this, it just like bounces back and forth, and look, so that's obviously not the right time. Look, oh, and then we're back to the week. Cool, lovely, there we go. Okay, So for today it is 3 hours and 18 minutes. I mean, if I can read more I will add more time on, but I'm not sure how much reading I will be able to do today. We will have to wait and see because I've got a lot of uni work to do today, but that's basically how we're going to work for today. I'm going to start my timer and listen to my audiobook as I get ready. So 3 hours and 18 minutes. Hey guys, it is obviously later in the day now, but I am on currently 2 hours and 22 minutes left of today's timer, and I think now I'm basically just going to carry on with House in the Cerulean Sea, and I should finish it today. I'm so excited because I'm loving it. Good morning, it is the next day now. I managed to finish all of my reading that I was meant to be doing yesterday, so finally, yay, very happy to actually have one done, which is good. I think, no, I did do one another day, that's fine, but I do have still 3 hours 45 minutes in like time that I need to do, potentially another day, but today I didn't actually finish House in the Cerulean Sea yesterday. I just carried on listening to an audiobook because I just love it so much. I don't want it to end, but I think now is the time to finish this one off. I've literally only got like, what, 70 pages left, if that. So yeah, I'm trying to load up my screen time, but I don't know why it takes forever to load. It's so annoying, like it's just not showing me anything. So obviously today is meant to be the final day of the challenge. I mean, if I can add on 3 hours 45 I will, but that will bring us up to 8 hours, so I don't think I'll be doing that today. But we have 4 hours and 16 minutes on the clock for today. I'm gonna obviously try my best to get through that. If I don't, I'll add it on to tomorrow, which I think I'll do 3 hours 45, and then it'll kind of be, you know, the right amount of time, just an extra day, so I won't tell anyone about that. But I will just check through. I have 42 minutes of Google Maps on here, and actually 14 minutes of YouTube, and we both know I don't count those two, so I think that will add up to 56 minutes. So I will bring it down to 3 hours 20. Is that right? Yeah, 3 hours 20 minutes, which is totally doable actually, which is very nice to hear. So 3 hours 20 minutes, which is like 2 minutes more than yesterday. But yeah, so that is what we are on, and starting the timer now, and I'm going to read The House in the Cerulean Sea and probably finish it off. That might be one of the best books I've ever read. I just finished it. It's 5 stars. It's 6 stars. I loved it so much. Oh my god. I'll talk about this more when I conclude the video, but just like, I cannot floor it. I cannot fault it. I love it so much. It's an incredible book. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Loved it. Timer wise, we are on 2 hours 40 minutes left, and I'm going to pause it now, and we'll probably get back to reading later. So that only took me like half an hour or so. Hey guys, it is the next morning. Sorry I didn't update yesterday. I took a screenshot when I went to bed of my timer. I believe I got like 57, 58 minutes from completing the day, but unfortunately I didn't, so obviously I'll just be adding that time on to today. So we had this, like my extra day of like time that I missed obviously. So we had 3 hours 45 I believe, and then adding the 58 minutes onto that, I believe it gave us 4 hours 43, which I did pop on a timer this morning because I did start reading a little bit, not too much. I kind of was all over the place in my reading yesterday, to be honest. So I was listening to more of the Disfigured audiobook, but I'm not loving it loads. I don't know why. It's just like kind of not doing it for me. I feel like it seems a bit like all over the place, and I like the like author's personal anecdotes, but I feel like some of the points she's making, it seems like she's kind of including like ugliness or facial disfigurement, not that they're the same thing obviously, but both of those things she's also including in disability. Like she'll talk about like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and stuff, and then also compare that to Jafar, because his face is really slim and he's really skinny, and also to Scar from The Lion King, and it just seems a little bit, there's not too much of an actual focus on the fairy tales. I think she's kind of just making similar points over and over again, but I'm 70% of the way through that. I've got 2 hours left, and I believe that's on regular speed, so I'll probably have a bit more than that actually left. And then I wasn't enjoying it too much, so I did start the audiobook of It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, which I'm actually enjoying a lot more than I thought. I'm 16% of the way through that. that. And I'm pleasantly surprised because I haven't loved and actually really disliked the other two Tessa Bailey books that I've read. So I need to read this because I want to read the sequel for a specific video that I'm going to do, and I'm actually really pleased so far. I'm really enjoying that. And then this morning, because we are a little bit way into the challenge, I read a little bit of Men Who Hate Women, which is a non-fiction book kind of about like incels and like misogyny on the internet and stuff like that, and how it plays into real life. So that's very interesting. But timer wise, I've got 4 hours and 22 minutes left for today. I'm really hoping to get that done because there's a certain video that I want to put out before I go to Bali on the 24th of March, and it's currently the 12th of March when I'm filming this. So I've got 12 days, and for that video I need to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more books. So it's a lot, and I really want to get that one done. So I'm really hoping to finish off this challenge today and not have to drag it out for any more days. But yeah, I'm basically going to head into town today because I'm picking up a very exciting book, which is like a new release. It came out a while ago, like a couple of months ago I believe, but it's probably one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so I'm very excited for that. And I've got some other bits to do, so I'm going to listen to and try and finish off Disfigured today, because even if I'm not enjoying it tons, I do want to kind of get it finished, so on the bus and walking around town. And then once I get back, my room is a tip right now, like it's so bad. Like I went out the other night and as you can see there's makeup all over my desk, like it's a nightmare. So I'd really love to kind of get a load of like chores done, washing, cleaning, etc, etc. So I will probably have a decent chunk of time to listen to an audiobook then too, and then hopefully I can sit down and do some actual reading as well. That'd be great. So yeah, that is the plan for today. I'm going to pop into town now and I'll probably catch up with you after I'm back. So I'm back from town now. I finished Disfigured. I gave it a 2.75 just because, like I said before, I kind of just felt like it lacked a solid direction. It felt a little bit all over the place. The most interesting part to me was kind of the author's own personal experience, and that was only kind of dotted throughout. And yeah, I just felt it a little bit disjointed, and the overall message wasn't like, I mean obviously it was clear, but like I feel like there wasn't too much that was actually elaborated on really, and I felt like it didn't really go into the depth I was kind of hoping it to in terms of like actually analysing the fairy tales. But then I did listen to more of the It Happened One Summer audiobook. I'm about 50% of the way through. I've marked it in my physical book, so I probably will read it physically later. But yeah, we're about halfway through this now and we are on 2 hours 30 minutes remaining, if you can see there. So I probably will definitely be able to do that today. I'm going to edit a video now and probably get more way through this, and then once I'm kind of done all the stuff I need to do, because obviously I tidied out my room and stuff, once I've done all of that I'll probably just finish it off by reading it, because obviously that won't take me as much time as listening to the audiobook. But yeah, I'm actually very pleasantly surprised by this book. It's actually really cute, and I really didn't like Tessa Bailey's other stuff that I read, and like overall I'm actually really enjoying it. So very pleasantly surprised about that one. But yeah, so that is the plan. Kind of going to carry on listening and then we'll finish it up physically. Okay, so it is later in the evening now. It is technically the next day. I don't know if you can see because it is past midnight, but I'm still including it for today because I've not gone to bed yet. I've got 36 minutes left on the timer. Again, you really can't see that very well, but I promise you there is 36, a kind of blurry 36. There we go, finally. But I just finished It Happened One Summer. I was listening to most of the audiobook and then I probably read the final like this much physically, and I read a few chapters physically earlier, so I probably read like, I don't know, a fifth of it physically and then the rest of our audiobook, and I did actually really enjoy it. I gave it a 3.75. I think the first half was definitely a lot stronger for me than the second half. I felt like the first half, although it wasn't like tropes I'd never seen before, it just felt a bit fresh. It felt kind of like, I really liked the pining, it had me like smiling a little bit, like I thought it was very cute. The second half felt a little bit generic for me, but I still did enjoy it, so obviously a 3.75 is a pretty good rating from me, especially for a romance at the moment. I'm definitely very pleasantly surprised with this one because I thought it was probably going to be a 2, because her other books for me have been like a 1 or a 2 star for me. Now obviously I've got like 35 minutes or so left. I think what I'm going to do for that one is just read a little bit more of Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which is the book that I'm reading for a different video, and it will be included more in that video, but I do need to get that one up, so I think I will just read this for this video. I don't like to overlap books for videos, but this is like 35 minutes at the end of a reading challenge, so I think it's okay. So I probably won't talk too much about this one, but just a little sneak preview. It may be coming in a Goodreads related video soon. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. So yeah, I probably will pick this one up now just for the other like 34 minutes left, and get a little bit of that read because I'm like 100 pages in at the moment. My timer just went off and I turned it off immediately because I was really engrossed in the book, but you can see it is 1:12 now. And I mean, if I pull up the timer, you can see it's like back to where we started today at. We are done. I finished on page 166 of Wrong Place, Wrong Time. We just had a big reveal, which was very exciting. But yeah, I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow when I end out this video. But yeah, very quick by this. I'm very much enjoying it. So yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow for a recap. Okay, so it's the next day now. I thought I would basically just conclude this video, chat about the books that we got done and basically what I learned from it. So obviously we were pretty successful overall. I think if I wasn't able to use audiobook, I would really struggle with this challenge. If I were to do it again, I would potentially try and do it where whenever I wanted to go on my phone or was going to go on my phone, I would read a book instead. Do it that kind of way as well, as and like alongside kind of like a phone detox, if you will, because I think that would be definitely a very interesting way to do it. I definitely do want to do that, so I'll probably do that maybe when I'm back from Bali in May. But yeah, overall we did some pretty good reading. I think part of the thing is a lot of the time I go on my phone whilst I'm doing something else, so I did struggle to find the time to just sit and read, especially on that like 8-hour day. I would have very much struggled to just sit and read for 8 hours that day, because like obviously if I'm on my phone in like the early hours of morning, late evening, I'm just on my phone, but like during the day a lot of the time I'll be like on it whilst I watch TV or YouTube or Netflix or something like that. So it's a little bit difficult to kind of work out the exact time I would have been just on my phone, but overall it's good to get off my phone, and it was really good to kind of just see how much time I spend on my phone, because time goes a lot slower I think when you read than when you're on your phone. But we had some really good reads. So we obviously read Pizza Girl, which I really enjoyed. We also read A Better Than the Movies, got that both those entire books done. Really liked both of those. I listened to the audiobook for Disfigured, which I did enjoy. We obviously finished the entirety of Happened One in the Summer, which I was very pleasantly surprised with. We also read A House in the Cerulean Sea, which is one of my new favourite books of all time, and I believe we got a few chapters through Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which I've now finished and loved, but I believe we read a little bit of that too. So yeah, overall really good reading. I'm really happy that we did this video, and I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on the bell to join our little club, make sure you turn on all notifications, and then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you're not watching my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as I'll say linked up from the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!